Hello and welcome. You're watching Good Morning India. I'm Gargi Rao. This is the show to start your day with, and we have lots lined up ahead for you.
Right, I'm Divya Wadhwa. Very good morning. We have Jharkhand Chief Minister who's going to be questioned by the Enforcement Directorate and the latest in the Shraddha murder case. But first, the headlines.
Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren is set to appear before the Enforcement Directorate today in a case linked to the alleged illegal mining in the state.
Murderer Aftab to be produced in the Saket court today. The police will seek his custody as they are yet to recover several evidences, including the weapon that was used. DNA samples have now been taken from Shraddha's father to match with those with the body parts.
Shraddha's father spoke to NDTV. In an interview. He said that Aftab had told him that he and Shraddha had broken up. When he met Aftab, he knew that something was wrong and he finally confessed his crimes in front of him.
The anti-corruption branch has summoned the Aam Aadmi Party MLA Akhilesh Tripathi for questioning today in connection with the arrest of 3 men who allegedly took cash for ticket.
The Indonesian President Joko Widodo speaks to NDTV on how difficult it was to hold the G20 summit with the ongoing war in Ukraine. Our top story now in Jharkhand, Chief Minister Hemant Soren is finally set to appear before the Enforcement Directorate today. And before that, speaking to the media, asked people to decide whether conspirators should rule the state or tribals, as he issued a warning that he will see all conspirators one by one.
The Enforcement Directorate had summoned the Chief Minister at its Ranchi office, and that's expected today. This is in questioning with the money laundering case linked to the alleged illegal mining in the state.
को अभी नाकाम करने के लिए भी हम लोग तैयारी कर रहे हैं और इस बात को अब आप लोगों को जवाब देना है। ये सब इस राज्य में ये षड्यंत्रकारियों का राज चलेगा कि यहाँ के मूलवासी आदिवासियों का राज? किन प्रकार ये लोग लगे हुए हैं हमें परास्त करने के लिए, हमें सत्ता से बेदखल करने के लिए, क्योंकि इनको पता है कि ये आदमी 5 साल अगर यहाँ टिक गया तो यहाँ के मूलवासी आदिवासियों को इतना मजबूत कर देगा कि जो लोग बाहर से आकर के यहाँ राजनीति करते हैं उसको खदेड़ने का काम करें।
So we have our colleague Manish joining us. Manish, the Enforcement Directorate had earlier summoned the Jharkhand Chief Minister for the 3rd of November, which he skipped. He had asked for a 3-week period of time. What time is he expected to reach the Enforcement Directorate's office in Ranchi today?
He is likely to address a press conference at around 10 o'clock this morning outside his CM's residence, and after that around 11 a.m. he will be at ED office, and this interrogation is likely to continue throughout the day today. And as far as next course of action of ED is concerned, so they have made it very clear that it is entirely dependent on what kind of response Hemant Soren gives, because in this case there are 4 people who are already in custody. They've been interrogated at length, and one of them was the former Mine Secretary Pooja Singhal, and 2 of the guys who were very close to, considered close to Hemant Soren. One, Mr. Pankaj Mishra, who was his MLA representative in Barhet, and another guy called Prem Prakash, who is known as a fixer in the corridors of power in Jharkhand. And based on that, whatever documents they have recovered during those raids, so far ED has conducted over 30 raids in this connection, and they have recovered over 5 crores, and they are claiming that there are a lot of questions to Hemant Soren, and that is why they have summoned him today. Divya?
Right, Manish. Also, Hemant Soren in this soundbite that we took, and later in this press conference, he's making it into this issue of he's a tribal leader and ruling the state right now, and making it out to be a conspiracy against him. Even a warning that he'll see all the conspirators one by one.
Yes, of course, Gargi. Hemant Soren is somewhere, especially after last week. 2 resolution, one making 1932 land record as the main basis of local citizen, and raising the OBC quota from 14 to 27%. He seems to be very upbeat, and somewhere he is now hopeful that even though ED, in the days to come, they go to the extent of arresting him, he is in a position where, it is not going to cause him much political harm, because one of the reasons is that so far he is able to keep his flock together. All the MLAs of UPA so far they have remained united behind him, and even yesterday also they passed a resolution authorizing him of taking any decision in the case of any extreme political situation. And today also all the UPA legislators are going to camp at his residence, his chief ministerial residence. It's a kind of show of solidarity with him.
Right. So Hemant Soren there to be questioned by the ED, but also getting that sympathy as well, and making it out to be a big conspiracy against him.
Moving on, Aftab Poonawalla, who brutally murdered his girlfriend Shraddha, will be produced in the Saket court in the national capital, and the police will seek his custody as they are yet to recover several evidences, including the weapons that was used, to chop her body into 35 pieces, Gargi.
That's right. It's now emerged that Shraddha's murder has several similarities with Dehradun's Anupama Gulati murder case from 2010, in which the murderer, the husband, also hacked the body and then stored parts in a fridge and got rid of them in a forest. Aftab Poonawalla's internet search history, in fact, shows that he read up about this Dehradun case.
Right. In the Anupama Gulati case, her husband Rajesh Gulati managed to hide the murder for 2 months. And in this case, Gargi, Aftab almost got away with Shraddha's murder for 6 months.
As Delhi police try to piece together the gruesome Shraddha murder case, they have now sought court permission to put the accused Aftab to a narco test. Cops say that 28-year-old Aftab Amin Poonawalla, who killed and chopped his partner Shraddha into 35 pieces, is not cooperating and is not giving them information about Shraddha's mobile phone, her clothes at the time of the murder, and the weapon used to chop her body. According to the police, Aftab told the interrogators that he tried to strangle Shraddha 10 days before her murder, but stopped as she started crying and got emotional. Sources have told NDTV that the police will now match Shraddha's father's DNA with body parts found in Mehrauli forest to establish that they are Shraddha's body parts. The father's blood sample has been taken for the DNA test. Forensic examination of Aftab's laptop, mobile phone and fridge is also being done. The accused said that he had wrapped Shraddha's head in a polythene bag and kept it inside the refrigerator, and he used to see the head every day. The forensic team has also found blood stains in the kitchen of the accused. According to the police, Aftab strangled Shraddha between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. on the 18th of May. The police have also recovered Shraddha's belongings from Aftab's flat. NDTV has also learned that Aftab's internet search history shows that he looked up the horrific 2010 Anupama murder case in Dehradun, where her husband murdered Anupama, chopped the body into 70 pieces and froze the parts. While Shraddha's heart-wrenching murder is now being investigated by the Delhi police, the tragic story started from Vasai. On the complaint of Shraddha's father, who lives in Vasai, Manikpur police has called Aftab and questioned him. The police got suspicious after his misleading statements on Shraddha's whereabouts and handed him over to the Delhi police.
आफ्ताब को भी हमने बुलाया था, उससे पूछताछ किया था। कम से कम वो अक्टूबर 2019 से दोनों साथ में रहते थे लिव रिलेशन पे, और काफी टाइम उनमें थोड़ा छोटा मोटा वजह से झगड़ा भी हुआ, तो भी वो लक्ष्मण को बता दी वो लड़की, और उसका स्टेटमेंट, लक्ष्मण स्टेटमेंट और वो आफ्ताब का स्टेटमेंट और उसका कंडक्ट, उस हमें थोड़ा सा डाउट हुआ था।
Before moving to Delhi, Aftab and Shraddha had stayed on rent in a flat in Regal Apartments in Vasai. Dilip Sawant, the secretary of the society, said that both of them had made a rent agreement and lived as husband and wife. The owner of the flat where both of them lived said that they used to fight often.
वो एग्रीमेंट पे नाम देखो, चारों जन का फोटो था, उसका मम्मी का, लड़के का मम्मी का फोटो था, वो लड़के का पापा का फोटो था, विटनेस थे, सब कुछ था। तो प्रॉपरली पुलिस वेरिफिकेशन का ये था, सब कुछ था। तो इस हिसाब से सोसाइटी ने अलाउड किया था।
वो लोग आपस में झगड़ा करते थे, आपस में ये करते थे, और आजू बाजू लोग को कोई परेशानी नहीं थी।
In this era of hate, the story of Aftab and Shraddha could have become a model for the society. But no one would have thought of its end being so cruel. With Mukesh Singh Sengar, Sushil Rathi and Sunil Singh, Bureau Report, NDTV.
All right, let's go across to Vedant now for more. And Vedant, tell us more what's happening in the case now as far as the investigations go, and Aftab will be produced in court. The police also hasn't found a lot of the key evidence like the murder weapon.
Well, absolutely, Gargi. Today, Aftab Poonawalla will be produced before the Saket court. As you rightly mentioned, the police have not been able to recover key evidence, hard evidence, for the case to stand the test of law. Remember, the weapon that Aftab used to chop, his partner's body into 35 pieces, that weapon will be a key evidence as far as this case is concerned, beyond circumstantial evidence. So that weapon has to be recovered, and the police have not been able to recover that weapon. Other than that, Shraddha's head has also not been able, the police have not been able to recover that as well. Shraddha's mobile phone has not been recovered yet, and also the clothes that the couple were wearing before the murder took place on the 18th of May, that those have also not been the police have not been able to recover that as well. So these are key evidence as far as the case is concerned, and that is why today two important developments are likely to happen as far as the investigation is concerned. First of all, the police will be seeking to extend the custody, the police custody of Aftab. Remember, he was sent to a 5-day police custody back on Saturday, which ends today. So the police will seek an extension of that custody. Other than that, the police will also be moving an application to for a narco test. Remember, for a narco test to be conducted, the consent of the subject is key. So that application will also be moved today. Now these are important as far as the investigation is concerned, because currently, remember, the DNA samples of the victim's father has have also been collected by the police to match it with the bones, the 10 to 12 bones that have been recovered from the Mehrauli forest. And as we reported on Monday also, when the case actually came to light, that he in fact threw those pieces over a period of 18 days. So it's in fact a difficult task to recover those body parts from Mehrauli and across the national capital. So as far as the investigation is concerned, other than this, Aftab in fact was caught in his own web of lies, because he had said that Shraddha had left on the 20, in May, back in May as well, in May itself, and on the 26th of May, in fact, it was understood that a transaction, an online transaction took place, and on the 31st of May, Aftab tried to chat with some of Shraddha's friends on her Instagram account, and in both these instances, the location of Shraddha was Delhi's Mehrauli. So that was his own web of lies. And when the police confronted Aftab with this as to why is her location still Mehrauli if she had left on the 22nd of May itself, so Aftab could not say anything, and that is when he in fact revealed these chilling details of the murder. So it's key for the police to find Shraddha's mobile phone. So scientific evidence, digital evidence, forensic evidence is still pending. Remember, the refrigerator has been sent for forensic examination. Aftab's mobile phone has been sent for a forensic examination. But key scientific and forensic and digital evidence still remains to be recovered by the police for the case to in fact stand the test of law.
That's right, and get an airtight case against Aftab. Thanks so much, Vedant, for joining us with those details. Now, NDTV also spoke with Shraddha's father.
Right, Gargi, he said that Aftab confessed in front of the father to the police, and when he said that Shraddha was no more, that's when the father collapsed and just wasn't able to hear any more of it. Let's just listen in.
सर, कितने समय से श्रद्धा और आपकी बातचीत नहीं हो रही थी? कब से आप ऐसा था कि आप लोग बातचीत नहीं कर पा रहे थे?
मुझे शायद 2021 मिड के बाद मेरी बातचीत नहीं हो पाई।
आखिरी बार क्या बात हुई थी कि और ऐसा क्यों हुआ कि श्रद्धा और आपकी बातचीत बंद हो गई?
आखिरी बार तो मेरी बात ऐसी हुई कि मैं पूछताछ किया कि कैसी है तू, क्या कर रही है, कहाँ रहती है, कितना पूछ लिया। तो उसने सिर्फ जवाब दिया कि मैं ठीक हूँ और बस यार हम लोग साथ में रहते हैं।
जब पुलिस ने शुरुआत में आपने केस दर्ज किया तो पुलिस ने उसके बाद ये पूछताछ की इस व्यक्ति से जिसके बारे में आपने पुलिस को बताया था, आफ्ताब से?
जी, मतलब उसने कुछ 27 अगस्त को उसको बातचीत की फोन पे, तो वो बोला कि नहीं मैं दिल्ली में हूँ। तो फिर लोकल पुलिस ने उसको यहाँ पे आने के लिए बोला। तो सही है।
आपकी आफ्ताब से कभी बात हुई?
जी, तब वो आया 3-4 दिन बाद, तब मेरे से पहले मिला और मैंने फिर पूछा कि श्रद्धा कहाँ है, तो बोलते मुझे मालूम नहीं, वो कहाँ गई, हमारा अभी ब्रेकअप हुआ है तो वो चली गई छोड़ के। तो मैंने पूछा कि फिर ये बात हमें पहले क्यों नहीं बताई, अभी ये लड़का लक्ष्मण उसने हमें बताया, तब पता चली। ये तो 2.5 साल से तुम्हारे साथ रह गई, तो मुझे पहले तुमने इन्फॉर्म करना चाहिए था या दोस्तों को बताना चाहिए था कि श्रद्धा हमसे अभी अलग है। तो उसने टाल दिया कि नहीं, वो तो अभी मेरा कोई संबंध नहीं है, तो मैं क्यों बताऊं।
आपको तब शक हुआ कि कुछ इसमें शायद कुछ गलत हुआ है श्रद्धा के साथ?
तब से ही मुझे शक हुआ। ये ऐसे बातचीत करता है कि ये मुझे सब झूठ लगा और मुझे लगा कि ये कुछ तो गलत किया है उसने।
अभी पुलिस के पकड़े जाने के बाद, पुलिस ने जब उसको अरेस्ट किया उसके बाद क्या वो आपके सामने आया, पुलिस ने आपके सामने लाया उसे?
जी, उसने कन्फेस किया ना मेरे सामने भी।
आपके सामने कन्फेस किया?
मेरे सामने भी कन्फेस किया उसने 11 तारीख को।
क्या कहा सर उसने?
उसने कहा कि पुलिस ने पूछा कि क्या इनको जानते हैं, तब उसने जवाब दिया कि हाँ ये श्रद्धा के डैडी है। तो फिर दिल्ली पुलिस ने पूछा कि बता दो अभी क्या किया है आपने। तब तुरंत ऐसे बोलने लगा कि ये श्रद्धा इज नो मोर। मैं तो वहाँ पे ही कोलैप्स हो गया, मैं सुन ही नहीं पाया ये सब आगे की बातें। तो उन्होंने फिर उसको जाने दिया।
Welcome back. Let's get you election news. And as polling day nears, the BJP is all set to carpet bomb Gujarat with their intensive election campaign. From the Prime Minister himself to several central ministers and star campaigners who will be taking out rallies across the state, the BJP will leave no stone unturned.
Not just them, Gargi, it's also the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party that are also going to go all out with their top leadership on the ground, including Rahul Gandhi and Arvind Kejriwal respectively. But Gujarat elections also becoming dramatic by the day after Aam Aadmi Party had alleged that their Surat East candidate was kidnapped and forced to withdraw his nomination by the BJP.
High drama in Gujarat. A viral video of Kanchan Jariwala, Aam Aadmi Party's candidate from Surat, being bundled by police and some unknown men into the Election Commission office in Surat to withdraw his candidature, as Aam Aadmi Party members try to free Jariwala from their clutches. Off camera, a man, presumably from Aam Aadmi Party, can be heard shouting, "They have captured our candidate." The video came hours after Delhi Deputy Chief Minister and Aam Aadmi Party's leader Manish Sisodia alleged that Jariwala had been kidnapped by the Bharatiya Janata Party.
हमने इलेक्शन कमीशन से दोनों रिक्वेस्ट की हैं कि एक तो पूरे मामले की इंक्वायरी कराई जाए कि आखिरकार वो आदमी हमारे कैंडिडेट कंचन जी गए कहाँ थे, उनको कौन ले गया था और अब कहाँ चले गए वापस, उनको वापस से वो बीजेपी के गुंडे कहां लेके गए हैं, क्योंकि उनकी जान को भी खतरा है।
Aam Aadmi Party claims the video is proof that the BJP have forcibly got Jariwala to withdraw. But the BJP released a video in which Jariwala, speaking in Gujarati, claims he withdraw of his own volition.
149 પૂર્વ વિધાનસભામાંથી આમ આદમી પાર્ટીમાંથી ઉમેદવારી નોંધાવેલી હતી અને પ્રચાર કાર્ય શરૂ કર્યું હતું. મારા પ્રચાર દરમિયાનમાં અમારા વિસ્તારમાં નાગરિક દ્વારા મને વારવાર કહેવામાં આવતું હતું કે તમે રાષ્ટ્ર વિરોધી છો, ગુજરાત વિરોધી છો, પાર્ટીમાંથી ઉમેદવારી કરી છે, એમાં તમને સમર્થન અમે આપીશું નહીં. મારા વિસ્તારમાં લોકોનો આવો પ્રતિભાવ મળતા મારો અંતરાત્મા કકલી ઉઠ્યો હતો અને મેં અંતરાત્માના અવાજ સાંભળી આવી રાષ્ટ્ર વિરોધી અને ગુજરાત વિરોધી પાર્ટીમાંથી ચૂંટણી ના લડવાનું મન બનાવીને મારી ઉમેદવારી પત્ર કોઈ પણ પ્રકારમાં દાગ દબાણ વગર પાછી ખેંચી દીધેલી છે એવું આપ સૌ મિત્ર મંડળને હું જાણ કરું છું.
The drama intensified with Manish Sisodia squatted outside ECI's headquarters in Delhi, demanding action against BJP in Gujarat. With camera person Ravi Joshi, I'm Tanushree Pandey reporting from Ahmedabad for NDTV.
And the Congress party in charge for Rajasthan, Ajay Maken, has quit, deepening the fault lines in the already troubled Congress party in Rajasthan. Maken is reportedly upset over the rebellion by pro-Gehlot MLAs who didn't attend the CLP that was in Jaipur earlier on.
That's right, and this was meant to announce Gehlot's candidature for the Congress party president and smooth the transition in Rajasthan. However, no one has been held to account and Ajay Maken has now resigned.
7 weeks ago, Ajay Maken found himself in the middle of a major revolt of Congress MLAs in Jaipur, loyal to Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot. Pro-Gehlot MLAs, when they revolted, apparently were upset with the fact that the Congress Legislature Party was actually called to take away the Chief Minister's chair from Ashok Gehlot and hand it to Sachin Pilot. Some MLAs, in fact, a few days later went as further as to blame Mr. Maken for openly canvassing for Mr. Pilot. The breakdown between Gehlot and Maken seems to have led to Maken's decision to quit as parties in charge for Congress affairs in Rajasthan. Maken is also believed to be upset that the party has not taken promised action against the pro-Gehlot rebel leaders. Maken's exit only worsens the climate of uncertainty in the state. 2 weeks ago, Sachin Pilot had questioned the uncertainty, asking for a swift resolution. New Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge has yet to take a call, even as Kharge's challenger Shashi Tharoor will not be campaigning in Gujarat. Tharoor was invited by the NSUI, the Congress students' body, to campaign in Gujarat, but despite his high-profile race for the top job, his name was not included in star campaigners, which means he would have to bear his own expenses. This, sources close to him say, has led him to stay away. In Jaipur, Harsha Kumari Singh, NDTV.
All right, with that, time for us to slip into a short break.
On the other side, we'll get you Indonesian president who spoke with NDTV on how difficult it was to hold the G20 summit. That and a whole lot more. Stay with us.
With me, the President of Indonesia, after the G20 summit here in Bali has just got over. Many thanks for speaking with us. First of all, how was it to organize a G20 summit at a tense time when the Ukraine war was on? Did you at any point feel that this summit might get started?
Harus optimis.
We must optimis. And I'm happy that the result of G20 summit in Bali, we have Bali Declaration. It's very important.
Okay, just one more question.
For India, since India is the next president.
Good luck.
Yeah, the situation is not easy. The situation of the world is very difficult. And
We wish you.
I hope that India can manage better than Indonesia.
And Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was seen standing his ground during a chat with Chinese President Xi Jinping on the sidelines of the G20 summit in Bali. Kalki.
That's right. It was quite a brusque exchange that was caught on camera. Everything we discussed has been leaked to the paper. That's not appropriate, and that was not the way the conversation was conducted. Is what Xi Jinping was heard telling Trudeau through a translator at the closing session of the G20.
The Canadian Prime Minister was then heard responding cordially, saying, "In Canada, we believe in free, open and frank dialogue, and that is what we will continue to have. We'll continue to look to work constructively together, but there will be things we won't agree upon." Listen it.
Everything we discuss is then leaked to the paper. That's not appropriate. And that's not how the way the conversation was conducted. If there is sincerity on your part,
free and open and frank dialogue, and that is what we will continue to have. We will continue to look to work constructively together, but there will be things we will disagree on, and we will have to continue.
Let's create the conditions first.
All right, very fascinating to watch that exchange at the G20. Well, moving on to news now from West Bengal. And after the departure of now Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, the Bengal BJP is missing an ally in the Raj Bhavan. Former Governor Dhankar had been accused of overstepping his role by the ruling Trinamool Congress. Now the current governor, Ganesan Iyer, is on cordial terms with the Chief Minister. He even invited Mamata Banerjee to his brother's birthday event in Chennai, which she even attended.
Right, Gargi, and earlier this year, Leader of Opposition Subhindu Adhikari seemed frustrated after marching to the Raj Bhavan and finding that the governor was not in town.
Bengal's Leader of Opposition Subhindu Adhikari unhappy that the governor was not present to receive a BJP delegation on Monday. The earlier governor, Jagdeep Dhankar, before he became the Vice President of India, often clashed with the Mamata Banerjee government and regularly received BJP delegations. Dhankar had often amplified the party's complaints through the Raj Bhavan. Subhindu Adhikari told reporters that he had not come with an appeal but a demand and was not interested in having tea with the governor's secretary.
সংবিধানের এই রাজ্যের রক্ষা কবচ যেখান থেকে নিয়ন্ত্রিত হয় সেই রাজভবনে এসে আমরা লিখিতভাবে একটা ডিমান্ড করলাম, এটা আবেদন নয়, যে মুখ্যমন্ত্রী যখন করেননি সংবিধানে রাজ্যপাল মহোদয়ের এনাফ স্কোপ রয়েছে, তিনি মুখ্যমন্ত্রীকে অ্যাডভাইস করুন, ইম্ফলে থাকুন, চেন্নাইতে থাকুন, দিল্লিতেই থাকুন, তিনি কিভাবে করবেন মেলের মাধ্যমে না হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে আমি জানি না, তিনি মাননীয় মুখ্যমন্ত্রীকে অ্যাডভাইস করুন যে আপনি আপনার মন্ত্রিসভার রাষ্ট্রমন্ত্রীকে স্যাক করুন।
Adhikari's comments perhaps show how the opposition BJP has been missing an ally in the Raj Bhavan ever since Jagdeep Dhankar vacated the office to become Vice President of India. Monday's program was to submit a memorandum to the governor to advise Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee to sack Minister Akhil Giri for his distasteful comments on the president.
So we wanted the Honourable Governor to put pressure on Chief Minister and expel Akhil Giri. But it is very unfortunate that from Raj Bhavan, from the Governor's office, we didn't get an appointment.
Mamata Banerjee hit back at Adhikari and said he will become zero, saying he is a zero without his power connections to Delhi.
একদিন এই করতে করতে না নিশ্চেষ্ট হয়ে গেছেই জনতার আদালতে, আগামী দিনে আরো জিরো হয়ে যাবে। বাংলাকে বঞ্চনা করা কখনোই বাংলার মানুষ মানবে না, আর বাংলার মানুষ ভিক্ষে করে না। কিছু তো দেয়নি এক বছর ধরে, তা সত্ত্বেও এক নম্বরে আমরা এক নম্বরে ছিলাম 100 দিনের কাজে, গ্রামীণ সড়কে 1 নম্বরে ছিলাম আমরা, গ্রামীণ আবাসনে 1 নম্বরে ছিলাম আমরা। আর মিথ্যে কথা বলতে বলতে একদিন মাটির তলে মিশে যাবে, তখন কিন্তু কেউ দেখার থাকবে না। আজকে ক্ষমতার অধ্যক্ষ দেখাচ্ছে, আজ পাওয়ারে আছে, কাল তুমি পাওয়ারে থাকবে না, আমি দেখবো কোথায় গিয়ে আশ্রয় নেয় এরা।
The left has also accused governors of being political pawns of the centre, especially in states like Kerala, where it is in power, and they are calling for the abolition of the governor's office.
Governor is nothing but an agent of a central government. Government of the day. I'm not talking about BJP government, Congress government or opposition government. And here the BJP leader of the state, not only the elected leaders, any Tom, Dick, Harry, they think that governor house is their ancestral property because the Home Minister appoints the governor.
With camera person GD Shankar in Kolkata, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
Welcome back. News now from Mumbai and the politics between both camps of the Shiv Sena regarding Bala Saheb Thackeray's death anniversary.
That's right. Gargi Eknath Shinde visited the memorial of Bala Saheb Thackeray on Wednesday, and after Shinde and his MLAs visited the Thackeray memorial, the Uddhav Thackeray faction went there as well, and then they tried to purify the site, and even they changed the garlands, Gargi.
That's right. Well, let's go across to Sohit for more on this. So, Sohit, this competitive politics continuing for the legacy of Bala Saheb Thackeray.
That's right, Gaji. In fact, if you remember the day Eknath Shinde did rebel against his own party, he said that he is doing this just to follow the ideology of Bala Saheb Thackeray. And since then, both the factions have been claiming that they are the real followers of Bala Saheb Thackeray's ideology. And if you look at the party symbol as well as name that has been given to both of them, Eknath Shinde's party is called Bala Sahebanchi Shiv Sena, which means Shiv Sena Bala Saheb, whereas Uddhav Thackeray's faction is called Shiv Sena Uddhav Bala Saheb Thackeray. So both of them claim that they are the real followers of Bala Saheb Thackeray, and at the same time, both of them are using the photo of Bala Saheb Thackeray. Today is his death anniversary, and since today several leaders and MLAs of the Thackeray faction will be visiting that spot, what we saw is that a day before only, the leaders of the Shinde faction did visit the memorial, and after that the leaders of the Thackeray faction visited this spot, and they applied Gaumoth over that, saying that they need to beautify the memorial just before, because the Shinde faction have visited over there. So yes, politics can be seen happening in both the places, and both the factions are still calling themselves the real Shiv Sena as well as the real followers of Bala Saheb Thackeray. We have these visuals today. Throughout the day, several other leaders will also be visiting. What was interesting yesterday was even Devendra Fadnavis, the Deputy Chief Minister, as well as BJP leader, visited the spot, and he, along with Eknath Shinde, also addressed the MLAs of their faction. So yes, both the factions can be seen once again against each other. Now this time again on the death anniversary of Bala Saheb Thackeray, as both the factions call themselves as the real followers of Bala Saheb Thackeray and the real heir of his Shiv Sena.
All right. Thanks so much, Sohit, for joining us with that.